In the previous video lecture, we discussed the every convergent sequence is bounded, but the converse is not true. This is the fact. The converse is not true. For this, we consider the example that Sn be a sequence. Let Sn be a sequence minus 1 to the power n for all n belongs to natural number. Now, this is a sequence which is bounded. Why it is bounded? If we are calculating the terms like that, suppose we calculate S1, then this is minus 1, we calculate S2, then this is plus 1, then we calculate S3, then again it is minus 1 and so on. So here we observe that we have only two values, plus 1 and minus 1. The bounded below by minus 1 and above by plus 1, both are exist. Therefore, our sequence Sn is bounded. Our sequence is bounded. Okay, but it is not convergent. This is the fact. It is not convergent. So we recall the definition of the convergence. Let Sn be a convergent sequence. Here we assume that let our Sn be a convergent sequence and converges to L. We assume that it is converges to L. That is, our Sn goes to L as n tends to infinity. Then by the definition, for given epsilon is greater than 0, there exists a positive integer m which is depending upon epsilon such that the mod of Sn minus L is less than epsilon for all n is greater than or equal to m. We rewrite again the definition of the convergence of sequence here. Now here we assume that our epsilon is 1, that is the pre-assigned value epsilon is equal to 1, then this equation number inequality 1 can be written as in this form: Sn minus L is less than 1 for all n is greater than or equal to m. Say it is here 2. But we have Sn, it is equal to minus 1 to the power n. Now we consider the two cases. The case 1, if we take n is an even number, that is here we consider n it is equal to 2p for all p. So S2p it is equal to minus 1 raised to the power 2p, that is equal to 1. So by 2 we have Sn minus L, which is nothing but S2p minus L, which is nothing but it is equal to 1 minus L, which is less than epsilon. Say it is your 3. Now if we can assume that n is odd number, in this case we assume that case 2, if n is odd, n is an odd number, that is here we take n is equal to 2p plus 1 for all p. If I am taking this, then by 2 we have mod of Sn minus L, it is equal to S2p plus 1 minus L, okay, and this is equal to minus 1 to the power 2p plus 1. Before that we can write down the Sn, it is equal to minus 1 to the power n that is minus 1 to the power 2p plus 1. Since it is odd, so always it is equal to minus 1. Okay, so we just erase here. This is equal to mod of minus 1 minus L. Okay, or this can be written as 1 plus L, which is less than 1. Say it is your 4. So we have to it is less than 1 because epsilon is 1 here. Just correct here, because epsilon is 1 here, because you can take epsilon is 1. So by 2 we have this line, by 2 we have this line. So we have two important equation, 3 and inequality 3 and 4. Now we use the inequality 2 and 3 and 4 here. Here 2, it is equal to 2 can be written as mod of 1 minus L plus 1 plus L is justified. And using the triangle inequality, which is lesser than or equal to 1 minus L plus 1 plus L, using inequality 3 and 4, which is strictly less than 1 plus 1, that is, it is 2 is less than 2, which is contradict our fact. Contradict. It is impossible the 2 is less than 2. So it contradict our fact. It contradict our fact. Our fact. The sequence Sn is convergent. This is contradict our fact. The Sn is convergent. Hence Sn is not convergent. Hence Sn is not convergent. So in this example we observe that we consider the bounded sequence, but we prove that the bounded sequence is not convergent. Bounded sequence is not.
Start.
Now we discuss the another theorem. A sequence cannot converge the more than one limit. That is, if a sequence which is convergence to a limit L, then it is unique. That is, it is called the uniqueness of the limit. That is if the limit n tending to infinity, our Sn it is equal to L, then L is unique. This is the object of our theorem. Now we prove this. If it is possible, again we consider the contradictory part. Let our sequence Sn converges to two distinct limits, say L1 and L2. This converges to two distinct limits, say L1 and L2. So by definition of limit of a sequence for given epsilon is greater than 0, just to write down, since the limit L1 and L2 are distinct, since L1 is not equal to L2 distinct, therefore the L1 minus L2 should be greater than 0 or less than 0. We can take the mod which is greater than 0. So L1 minus L2 which is greater than 0, you can take 1 by 3 L1 minus L2 which is greater than or equal to 0 here. You can justify here because you can take the two distinct limits L1 and L2, therefore the difference between the L1 and L2 greater than 0 or less than 0, but if you are taking the absolute value, so obviously it is greater than 0 or equal to greater than 0, not equal to 0, because if you are taking the L1 equal to L2, so it is equal to 0. So L1 minus L2 is greater than 0, Now since this Sn converges to distinct limit L1 and L2, therefore by definition of limit of a sequence for given epsilon is greater than 0, there exists a positive integer, say m1, which is depending upon epsilon, such that the mod of Sn minus L1 is less than epsilon for all n is greater than or equal to m1. Say this one is 1. Now again rewrite the same or using the same concept here. Sn minus L2, which is less than epsilon for all n is greater than or equal to m2. Because we use the same definition, the limit sequence converges to the L2 limit, then there exists an integer m2 which is depending upon the epsilon, so becomes this line here. Now we calculate this difference L1 minus L2. So this is equal to Sn minus L1 plus L2 minus Sn. Yeah, or you can write down, okay, this is Sn L1 minus Sn, just adjust here, Sn L1 minus Sn plus Sn minus L2. Just write down this term, because now using the triangle inequality, then L1 minus Sn plus Sn minus L2, and using 1 and 2, before that you can take this positive integer m is maximum of m1 and m2. You can take the maximization or maximum of m1 and m2. So this is less than, you can take the epsilon by 2, best option. You can take the epsilon by 2, or you can take the epsilon, not 2. You can take the epsilon. So it is less than epsilon plus epsilon, which is equal to 2 epsilon. Okay, but you assume that 2 epsilon, and you assume that here we just mistake here, the epsilon it is equal to 1 by 3 L1 minus L2, so it is 2 by 3 mod of L1 minus L2 by using this line, which is L1 minus L2. So you observe that the 1 is less than 2 by 3, it is impossible. So it is impossible, if 1 is less than 2 by 3, it is impossible. Okay, it is impossible, that means we are our consider it converges to two distinct limit, it contradict, hence the L1 is exactly equal to L2. So hence it contradict our fact, hence it is contradiction, therefore L1 it is equal to L2, hence it converts to unique limit here. So we have two important concept. One is the convergent sequence is bounded, and every convergent sequence have a unique limit. Now we merge these two ideas. The convergent sequence is bounded and unique is limit. The convergent sequence is unique bounded limit. Bounded and limit is unique. And limit is unique. So we discuss these two facts in this video lecture.
Start.
Now next we discuss the algebra of convergent sequences, before this article we discuss the two important part. One is the convergent sequence is bounded but the converse is not true. The second, if it is a convergent sequence, then we have a unique limit here. Now, is it possible if you have the two sequences like that, your an and bn, whose nth terms are known, they are convergent? So is it possible their sum, their difference, their product and their quotient converges to a l plus m, l minus m, that is l and m both are the limit of a sequence here. That is, we discuss about the such type of the algebra. If we have the an plus minus bn, which is equal to a plus b as n tending to a plus minus b as n tending to infinity. If I am taking the an, the another sequence is bn, then it converges to a into b, that is the product of these two limits. Third is an upon bn, which is equal to a upon b as n tending to infinity. The such matter is called the algebra of the convergent of sequence. In this article we prove these three parts one by one. So first we start the an, just we rewrite the statement of our theorem and then we proved one by one. What is our statement? If an and bn are two sequences, theorem is, let an and bn are two sequences, such that the limit n tending to infinity, an it is equal to a, the limit n tending to infinity, bn equal to b, that is a and b are the limit of the sequence, then prove that the limit n tending to infinity, an plus minus bn, it is equal to a plus b. Now prove this theorem. To prove this theorem, we use the definition of convergent of a sequence. Let given epsilon is greater than 0, that is, it is your pre-assigned value, epsilon is greater than 0, since an tending to a as n tending to infinity and bn tending to b as n tending to infinity, we have given. So therefore there exist positive integers m1 and m2, which is both integers depending upon the epsilon m1 and m2, such that the m1 for this particular sequence, m2 for this particular part, such that the an minus a is less than epsilon for all n is greater than or equal to m1, and bn minus b is less than epsilon for all n is greater than or equal to m2. You can take, for our convenience, it is here epsilon by 2, epsilon by 2, epsilon by 2, epsilon by 2. Now we assume that the m is maximum of m1 and m2. We assume that this m is maximum of m1 and m2. So mod of an plus bn plus minus bn minus a plus minus b, which is equal to mod of an plus minus an minus a plus minus bn minus b. Write down this statement: an minus a plus minus bn minus b. Now using the triangle inequality, then we have an minus a plus minus mod of bn minus b, but using this inequality 1 and 2, which is less than epsilon by 2 plus epsilon by 2, so it is strictly less than epsilon. So an plus minus bn minus sign a plus minus b, which is strictly less than epsilon for all n is greater than or equal to m. So it is nothing but it is the definition of a limit of a sequence. That means you can write down, that is the limit n tending to infinity an plus minus bn is equal to a plus minus b. Hence the proof of this part. Now we come to the next. We are using the product, that is we use the product of the two sequences and taking the limit, then it will be converges to the product of the two limits. That is, you can take limit n tending to infinity an into bn, that is equal to a into b. So you can take the proof, let two sequences being convergent and convergent are bounded. That is, here we take the boundedness, the proof. Let here two sequences, we start two sequences an and bn, an and bn being convergent or